When I first met Eazy, man, it was like me and my partner, Big Rob, we bouncing up in Hollywood, man. And it was this guy that was a bartender named Mike Hunt that knew this girl that knew Big Mike. And Big Mike told her that Eazy was looking for some bodyguards. And so she told it to Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt said, I got the two motherfuckers that you would love to meet, Big Animal and Big Rob.
When people talk about Eazy and Ruthless Records, we usually hear the stories from the artists. We hear from NWA. We hear from Bone Thugs and Harmony. We hear about Jerry Heller, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Suge, and everybody else who played a role in one of the most important eras in West Coast hip-hop. But there's another perspective that doesn't get talked about nearly as much. The people who are standing in the background. The people responsible for making sure Eazy was safe. And one of those people was a man named Animal. Animal was part of the security operation surrounding Eazy and Ruthless Records, which meant he had a completely different view of what was happening behind the scenes. And when you're talking about Ruthless Records in the 1990s, you're talking about one of the most turbulent periods in hip-hop history. Dr. Dre had left Ruthless. Death Row Records was becoming a powerhouse. Eazy and Dre were going at each other on records. And right in the middle of all this was Suge Knight. According to Animal, there was one particular day when Suge tried to come into the Ruthless Records offices, and Animal wasn't having it.
So they gave us the address to Ruthless, man, and told us to show up on Monday, man. So me and Big Rob went down there on Monday, man, and it's like, this is it, man. This Ruthless, man. When we tried to get in, the damn door was locked. I was like, what kind of shit is this? The door is locked. So we bammed on the door and shit. And they said, who is it? And I said, Big Animal and Big Rob. They opened the door and stuff, said, we here to see Eazy like that. And all of a sudden, that little motherfucker came out the back, and there he was. I was little dude up inside of me, jumping up and down, man, because, I've been beating boys in the hood, bumping that shit. Now, looking at the nigga that made it, man, I was like, wow, he's bad. And then he just knew us by people describing us, said, you must be Big Rob, and you got to be Animal. I was like, yeah, man, that's us, man. And so he went over about how this guy named Suge was running up in his record company, man, taking the phones off the hook, shutting the business down. The girls can't answer the phones, no incoming calls or outgoing calls. And I need this shit to stop. And I was like, well, shit, man, let the motherfucker come up in here when we up in here, man. We're stopping, like that. And then Mike Klein showed up with Big MD that had us to come down there, man. So then we met Mike Klein, and he was like, head of the security and shit for Ruthless and stuff, man, telling us what to do and stuff. And then you can start putting it down, man. Like, if they come up in here, man, don't let them do nothing, but just get them up out of here and stuff, man. And we was like, okay, no problem, man. And then we started working there at Ruthless. A couple of days go by, nothing happened and stuff, man. Then that day happened. Suge came up in that motherfucker with 5 or 6 dudes. Start taking the phone off the hook, talking about I want to see Jerry Heller and where's Eazy and all that kind of shit. So it's time to go, man. The adrenaline done rose up now and shit. It's time to get busy. So me, Big Rob, MD, we went out there on him and shit, man. And like, what's up, man? What you want? He was like shocked to see us, man. But he wasn't afraid, though. I could look at him and tell he was a nigga that wasn't afraid of nobody. But we wasn't afraid of no motherfucking body either. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be coming up in here no more unless you have an appointment. You can't be up in here no more. And this shit gonna stop today. And then Jerry Heller, he said he wanted to see Jerry Heller, but you don't got an appointment. And then Jerry Heller came out and told him, don't ever come back to my office unless you have an appointment. Don't worry, because you will never get an appointment. Come up in here, man. And so we kind of like shuffled them out the office, and nobody would swing on her. Waiting on somebody to swing, but we could get busy, man. But nobody would swing, man. So we like just shuffled them on out of there and stuff, man. And we walked them to the front door and then out to the other door of the building and stuff. And watch them get in their cars and pull off.
But back then, these were real people dealing with a business dispute that had become extremely personal. And Suge Knight wasn't simply another record executive. By the early 90s, he was quickly becoming one of the most intimidating people in the music industry. So, hearing Animal describe actually confronting that situation gives us a completely different perspective. Because Animal wasn't making a diss record, his job was security. And that means if someone showed up at Ruthless who wasn't supposed to be there, Animal had to deal with the situation face to face. But the tension between Ruthless and Death Row wasn't limited to what happened inside an office. Eventually, it spilled directly into the music. Dr. Dre and Snoop went at Eazy on Dre Day. And Eazy responded with what became one of the most famous diss records in West Coast hip-hop history. Real motherfucking G's. And Eazy didn't respond alone. Standing behind him were two young brothers from Compton, BG Knockout and Dresta. The 1993 record and video featured both brothers and became one of Eazy's signature post-NWA moments. But according to Animal, there's more to the story of that video shoot than most fans know.
They was like dissing Eazy and dissing Ruthless Records and shit, you know, pumping up Death Row and BG Knockout and Gangsta Dresta. They wasn't gonna go for that shit. Like, let me tell you something. Them two brothers, BG Knockout and Gangsta Dresta, you won't find a better friend nowhere. Them niggas, man, they like the nicest guys you ever want to meet, but they was straight up gangster, wrong nigga to f with, dog. When I first met Gangsta Dresta, he had 2 bullet holes in him. I already been in the street out there. You know, that nigga came in with a cane with 2 bullet holes in it. They had to get busy with niggas, man. I got popped a couple times, you know, shit like that, man. You know, I was like, damn, man. But yeah, man, them two brothers, man, they like best friends with me to this day, man. You know, and they put in a lot of work for Eazy, man. They definitely put in a lot of work. You know, I really can't talk about it too much, but yeah, them boys put in a lot of work for Eazy. They really love Eazy, man. You know, and when we did video shoots, you know, we had a lot of security, man, but it was so many niggas there that loved Eazy and women, everybody, man. You know, it's like, it really was, we had no trouble at none of Eazy videos, man, that I can remember, man. They all went smooth, man. Like, everybody loved that nigga, man, you know, but that was good for us. But, you know, if somebody wanted to start some shit, we was about it, but, you know, everybody was nice and shit. You know, when we tell them to do something, they do it. Like, Eazy wants y'all to stand over here and do this, they would do it. And then, you know, like, when we do the scene against the Bloods and the Crips, everybody Crips and niggas, man, I don't want to be no Blood, man. Come on, got to go, man. But like, now Eazy say you got to be a Blood, man. All right, man, give me the damn shirt, you know, things like that, man. You know, shit. So, you know, niggas would walk on water for Eazy, man. And I was one of them, man. I love that little nigga, man. When he died, that fucked me up, man, big time, man.
That's what makes these firsthand stories so interesting. Fans have watched that video for more than 30 years. We've analyzed the lyrics. We've talked about the shots of Dre and Snoop. We've seen BG Knockout and Dresta standing beside Eazy. But what was actually happening around the camera is another story. And Animal had a front row seat. But that brings us to an even bigger story involving Eazy-E and Suge Knight. Because if you watched Straight Outta Compton, you probably remember the scene. Eazy is confronted by Suge and several men. He's physically intimidated, and eventually he signs the paperwork releasing Dr. Dre from Ruthless. It's one of the most memorable scenes in that movie. But here's the problem. Over the years, different people who were connected to that era have given different versions of what actually happened. And according to Animal, the version people saw in Hollywood isn't necessarily the version he remembers. So I asked him directly, did Suge Knight and his people really beat up Eazy-E?
So when I saw that part where they beat Eazy-E up in the studio, that did it for me. That right there fucked me up, man. You know, they beat Eazy-E up and stuff, you know. People calling my niece, I didn't know your uncle was a bitch. They beat up Eazy and they didn't do nothing about it. I was like, man, that my niece called me. I was like, girl, that shit ain't never happened. It'd have been dead motherfuckers everywhere. Do you think Mike Klein would let somebody beat Eazy-E up like that? And that's just it, man. Hell no, man. And it'd have been dead motherfuckers everywhere that it did that to East, man. And I got a phone call about 7 o'clock in the morning to come to Ruthless after this shit happened. It was telling me something happened. We got to get to Ruthless. So I got in my car and took off to Ruthless. They had a press conference set up. And, you know, ain't nobody got no tape of this shit, but it actually happened. There was a press conference that morning, man, that Eazy-E was having about what Suge and him had did to him in the studio. And they was like, did he beat you up? Did he punch you? You say, no, they just shoved me a little bit trying to get me to sign my name on the contract. And he said, I signed Mickey Mouse on all that shit with my left hand, man. And then Eazy told Jerry Heller, man, I think I'm going to have to kill this nigga, man. He said, what? He said, no, I'm talking about I got to really kill this nigga, man. Because he done went too far and shit, man, you know, like that. And so Jerry Heller was like, damn, man, I don't know, man. We have to see what Mike Klein say. So Mike Klein was like, look, man, you don't want a motherfucker on your label that's not going to give you his best work. He's just going to give you bullshit because he don't want to be here. So you might as well let him go, and I'm show you how to get paid off of him. And so Mike Klein did that funny paperwork and shit, man, and every time Dr. Dre got paid, he got paid, man. It's how the shit all went down, man. Okay, I'm at Ruthless with Jerry Heller. He get a phone call from Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre said he ain't got no money for Christmas, man. He want to have a good time for Christmas for all his family stuff. And so Jerry told Mike's okay, Animal take him over there and give us, I don't remember if it was 30,000 or 50,000. I don't remember which one it was. I'll be lying if I said which one it was. But it was either 30,000 or 50,000. And Jerry Heller got the check, and I took it over to Jerry Heller's house over in Calabasas. And then we met Dr. Dre over there with one of his cousins. She was a girl. Dr. Dre took the check from Jerry, and they shook hands. And then Dr. Dre told Jerry that he would be to work on the 3rd of January, so that's when y'all had to come back to work after Christmas. No problem. So the 3rd came, no Dr. Dre. The 4th came, no Dr. Dre. The 5th came, no Dr. Dre. So Eazy started calling around like, where you at, man? I'm supposed to come to work. Dr. Dre was like, man, I'm still having trouble with my contract. And he was like, how can we work it out? He said, why don't you come by the studio tonight between 3 and 6 and let's work it out. So Eazy said, okay. You know, like, Mike Klein always getting on Eazy about going places by himself, but Eazy was like a nigga that wasn't scared of shit, man. He just rolled by himself and shit, man. So Eazy rolled over to the studio to look for Dr. Dre. When he got there, Dr. Dre wasn't there. It was Suge and his goons there. And that hurt. That shit hurt Eazy real bad. He said, man, these niggas could have killed me, and Dr. Dre set me up. And he said, like, why would Dr. Dre do that to me, man? We brothers. We came from the same bullshit, man. And them niggas could kill me, and all because he had me come over to the studio, man. But believe it or not, later on in life, Eazy forgave that nigga for of that shit. That's the fact, nigga. He was. He forgave Dr. Dre with that shit. They actually was talking about doing another NWA album together, but it had to be with no Jerry, though, you know, like that. But, and then after that, man, things just changed between Eazy and Dr. Dre when he set him up like that, man.
And this is where separating Hollywood from history becomes important. Straight Outta Compton is a movie, people. It's based on real people and real events, but that doesn't mean every scene should be interpreted as a word-for-word reconstruction of what really happened. And Animal's account gives us another perspective from somebody who says he was actually around Eazy during that period. But Ruthless Records wasn't only dealing with Death Row. Eazy was constantly discovering and developing new artists. Bone Thugs and Harmony became the biggest example. But Ruthless was also building relationships with artists throughout Southern California. And one of the groups Eazy became associated with was Brownside. R.I.P. to Toker, by the way. Brownside came out of the East LA area, and they were developed under the Ruthless umbrella, with Eazy playing an important role in bringing attention to the group. One of Brownside's best-known members was Toker. And Animal has a crazy story involving Toker that gives you another glimpse into just how unpredictable life around Ruthless could be.
Toker was doing a video and he invited Eazy to come over. And we took Eazy over there. The Tobio twins was there. Ed Silver was there. That was our gopher. And me and Big Mike was there and shit, right? And it was a guy from Brownside just wanted to see Eazy, just wanted to talk to Eazy. Toker was like, tell him, man, chill out, man. Let Eazy parlay, man. He'll holler at you in a minute. This guy just kept on fucking around and shit. All of a sudden, Toker took his shit out and shot the fool in the thigh. Ah, bitch, I told you to calm the fuck down.
Stories like that are why I wanted to interview Animal in the first place. Because these aren't necessarily the stories that appeared in magazines. They're not the stories you saw on MTV. They're the stories remembered by the people who were around when the cameras weren't rolling. And unfortunately, the biggest story in Ruthless history would come in early 1995. Eazy-E became seriously ill. On March 16th, 1995, it was publicly announced that Eazy had AIDS. Only days later, on March 26th, he passed away at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. He was only 31 years old. And I cried like a baby. Oh, I did. I cried like a baby when Eazy-E passed. Almost immediately, questions and conspiracy theories began circulating amongst fans and even some people who knew him. Those theories have continued for more than 3 decades. To be clear, the official medical account is that Eazy died from complication of AIDS. There is no established evidence proving that somebody intentionally caused his illness. But because Animal knew Eazy personally, I wanted to know what he believes happened. Does Animal believe the official explanation of Eazy-E's passing?
He was at his house up in Norwalk hanging out. He was with the Tobio twins, man. And they called Mike Klein and told Mike that Eazy had trouble breathing and shit, man. And he don't want to go to the doctor. And then Mike made him take him to the doctor and shit, man. That's pretty much what I remember when he first started getting sick and stuff, man. Then he went to the hospital and they found out, you know, he had pneumonia or something like that, man. And then he got out of the hospital. Then he went back the next time. He was like feeling really bad. And then it was like, damn, man, he got full-blown AIDS and shit, man, you know. But like me, man, I'm going to always believe somebody shot him up with that shit, man. But it's like, because nobody catch AIDS and die the way Eazy-E did. He the first case I ever heard of. You find out you got AIDS one day and then in 2 weeks you dead, man.
Yeah.
You know, and Eazy-E was always healthy. He lost no weight. He looked like he would go to the gym. That's how he looked, all buff and shit, man. you know, and it showed no signs of that. AIDS don't kill you like that. AIDS is like a disease that eats at you, eats and eats and eats. There ain't nothing of you left, and then you die, man. None of that kind of shit happened to Eazy, man. You know, I believe somebody shot him up with that shit myself, man. If I was a detective, I would look for a doctor that was living in the valley, and now all of a sudden he living in the mountains, looking down on everybody. That's the type of motherfucker I'll be looking for, you know.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's the type of I'll be looking for, because they got to upgrade some kind of way for taking Eazy out from somebody, man. You know, that's just my opinion, man. Because you know, I done had a lot of friends die with AIDS, and I just saw them deteriorate into nothingness, man. And that did not happen to Eazy, man. He came to New York and had some new tracks for Bone, and one of his girl groups called Gangsta Bitch Mentality. They had tracks with them and all that kind of shit, man, you know. And I'm telling you, man, Rhythm D did a badass album on them girls that never came out. I don't know what happened to it, but I heard it, man. That shit was badass. And somebody got it stashed away somewhere, man. But I heard the whole album, man. That shit was bad. Them girls came with the heat, the fire, man. You know, that was even better than Hoes with Attitude, because all they rapped about was sucking and fucking and you know, like that. You know, but yeah, man. And Eazy was, you know, kicking it with us, telling, you know, like when y'all finish up this little road trip y'all on, I want y'all back in the studio on this day, and I want y'all to put some lyrics to these tracks I got. And he was playing the tracks there in the hotel and stuff. And that was the last time I seen Eazy walking, man. Yeah, that was the last time I seen him walking, when he came to the hotel and brought them new tracks for Bone.
Hearing that perspective shows just how much confusion and suspicion surrounded Eazy's death among some of the people in his circle. Because everything happened incredibly fast. Eazy went from being one of the most recognizable figures in hip-hop to hospitalized, publicly announcing his AIDS diagnosis, and then passing away within a matter of weeks. And his death didn't just leave a hole in West Coast hip-hop. It left Ruthless Records without the man who had built the company. And perhaps no artists were affected more than the young group Eazy had recently helped turn into superstars. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Next to NWA, my favorite group. Bone's relationship with Ruthless deserves an entire documentary by itself. They came from Cleveland, connected with Eazy, signed with Ruthless, and developed a sound that became unlike almost anything else on mainstream radio. By the mid-90s, Bone was one of the hottest groups in America. But success also meant controversy. And according to Animal, one incident involving Summer Jam got so serious that Bone Thugs and Harmony ended up being banned. Not for a couple of years, but according to Animal, for life.
Eazy, man, was very large, man. Like, I'm from the hood called 41 in Weston. And all these niggas were going to roll with Eazy. They met with Eazy, 6 or 7 groups in the squad. We met at Ruthless on the top of the parking lot, about 500 deep. Big Rob brought everybody down and stuff, man. But then when Eazy died, Big Rob rolled with me with Busy. So now all them soldiers belong to Busy now.
Okay.
So we was going to the Bone was performing at the Summer Jam, and now we all going up there. Busy showed up, 500 deep, 300 guys and 200 women. You know, we was 500 deep, man. I'm talking about when we went there like a funeral. We had guys blocking off traffic for all the business limos to go through, man. We was blocking off traffic all the way to Summer Jam. We got there and shit, man. And then when we got there, everybody gave everybody a band to get in. And so while we was getting our band, the fucking car with Bone in it took off. And ain't no security down there the meat bone with 5,000 fans. So shit, we took off behind the car and shit, right? And this guy was trying to stop us, so they got the calling down there like security breach, security breach. Need security up here, man. They done bust through the security. And all these cops and big dudes started running up there to stop us. Man, them niggas saw us, them cops, everybody put brakes in this shit. The cops put security ahead of them. Y'all handled them big niggas, man. So we got up all in their face. They were trying to stop. We just pushed through them. We bullet through them, man. Like, nah, man. And like, Jake and John saw what was happening, man. They ran out there. And the guy that took up in the car, we was getting ready to drag his ass out the car and beat him up. And Jake and John stopped that shit, man. You know, I was like, man, we gotta beat this dude ass. He the one who caused it all, Jake, because we were getting our bands and stuff. He took off before we could get our bands, and there was nobody down here for phone, man. And then all these dudes tried to stop us, man. You know, like that and shit, man. And so then it was just a big ass confrontation, man. They kind of didn't want Bone to go on the stage because of what I did out there to security. I pumped all this security and shit, you know. And so then we did the show. And then after the show and stuff, man, they got the dude that Bone for so long will be coming this summer, man. We was like 500 deep, man. And dude took off with that car. He caused all that problem, man. But, you know, it is what it is, man. But Bone finally got back to the summer jam about 10 years ago.
Okay, that's a good thing.
That's another story I definitely wanted Animal to explain in his own words, because when we look back at Bone today, it's easy to focus on the records. Thuggish Ruggish Bone, First of the Month, The Crossroads, East 99, Eternal. But behind that success was a young group suddenly dealing with fame. Touring, promoters, radio politics, and the chaos that could surround major hip-hop concerts during the 90s. And through all of this, there is still one question Eazy-E fans have been asking for decades. What's left in the vault? Because Eazy was working right up until the final months of his life. After his passing, Straight Off the Motherfucking Streets of Compton was released in 1996. Years later, Impact of a Legend gave fans another posthumous Eazy-E release. And over the years, demos, alternate recordings, and songs described as unreleased Eazy material have circulated all throughout YouTube and online. But fans have always wondered whether somewhere on a reel, a DAT tape, a hard drive, or sitting in someone's personal collection, are there still Eazy-E songs that the public has never heard? Animal was around Ruthless, so before we wrapped up the conversation, I had to ask him the question every hardcore Eazy-E fan wants answered. Is there still unreleased Eazy-E music out there?
Nah, man, that's some bullshit, man. I heard about that one time. They said Mike Kleinsport had opened up a studio or something up there. There's no way he would have opened up some shit in Canada and then tell me and Big Mike's about it. Just up there watching out for it. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't never flew me and Big Mike to Canada. So, you know, that's pretty much bullshit, man. And if there's a tape, if there's a suitcase out there with unheard Eazy-E music, somebody, a rich person, must have it, because that's gold right there, dog. You drop a unheard Eazy-E album, man, shit, you know, that'll be the shit, you know. And like I got this one song. It's on a DAT machine, but I don't know what happened to it. It's Eazy-E rapping like Bone on a Bone song, on a song called Mr. Bill Collector. There's one out there with Eazy-E on it, but it's not the original one.
Okay.
And Eazy come out there rapping like Bone. My name is Eazy-E. My name is Eazy-E. I'm rolling with Bone in this fucked up state of mind. Got me screaming and demon and leaning and demon. That nigga was hitting that shit like that, dog.
Dude,
yeah.
Are you serious? Wow.
It's a song out there with Eazy rapping like Bone and Mr. Bill Collector. I heard it, man. It's bad. I think Rhythm D did it.
Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Shortly after I discovered gangsta rap in the late 80s, I came across the music video on TV where a female rapper was dissing members of NWA and Ghetto Boys. I remember recording the music video and playing it over and over and over again on my VHS. Not long after that, I ran to my local swap meet to buy the tape so I could hear the explicit, unedited version. The song was called The Big Payback by MC Choice, a hardcore female MC from Houston. She went hard at Eazy. She went hard on Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah, you the one sucker. I had you melting in my pussy, motherfucker.
She went hard on Dr. Dre.
Dre, the motherfucking bitch. Wearing garter belts, lace and lipstick.
She went hard on Ghetto Boys.
What did you do the damn midget? Fantasy Island.
She went hard on Too Short.
Too short, your black ass belong to me.
Born in San Antonio, Choice relocated to Houston in the late 1980s. She made history as the first female MC signed to Rap-A-Lot Records, debuting with the feature on Ghetto Boys Willie D's 1989 album, Controversy. Her solo breakthrough came in 1990 with the release of The Big Payback. On The Big Payback, Choice tears into NWA heavy. She goes hard at Ice Cube, Too Short, the Ghetto Boys, and even her Rap-A-Lot label mate, Willie D. It was a move that was both daring and disruptive. A female rapper amplifying her voice by dissing the biggest male figures in hip-hop. Her lyrical aggression blasted stereotypes and wielded sexual bravado as her weapon, something few women in hip-hop had ventured into so overtly at that time. Now we see it all the time with artists like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Sexy Red. But back in 1990, this was extremely rare. Despite her breakthrough, gaining some buzz and stirring up the pot, Choice's solo career ended abruptly after her second release, 1992's Stick and Move. She never released another album after that. Lil' Kim, pay homage. Trina, pay homage. Cardi B, pay homage. Nicki Minaj, pay homage. Adina Howard, y'all remember Adina Howard, baby, pay homage. Megan Thee Stallion, pay motherfucking homage. Sexy Red, you already know what I'ma say. Pay homage to the trailblazer MC Choice. Because without her, there may be no you. Now, thinking about MC Choice, as I have from time to time over the years, it makes me think about the journey of the female MC throughout hip-hop history. The journey for the female MC has been a rough one. Very few males make it in hip-hop, but even fewer females make it in hip-hop. Either you were too sexy, not sexy enough. It was a really tough road for most female MCs. And then you got dudes trying to bang you behind closed doors. Oh yeah, the casting couch. is real. Jesse Reyes has a great song called Gatekeeper that I love. I would highly suggest you guys check it out. It tells a great and grim story of the journey of the female musician trying to make it throughout music. But take yourself back to 1990, whether you were around or whether you weren't. There was nothing like MC Choice, or there were very few like MC Choice. And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, in 1990, I don't remember anyone with lyrics like MC Choice. Telling people to eat her coochie and saying things that 30 years later, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B would be rapping about on stage at the MTV Awards. Must have been hard for her to make it. Probably scared a lot of record executives off. Because think about it. Lil' Kim, didn't come out till, 6-7 years after this, right? So MC Choice was way ahead of her time. And I've always respected artists like this, and that's why I want to keep their names alive. Because without her, there would be no of all the other women I just mentioned earlier. There would be none of them. She's definitely a trailblazer, and that's why I'm giving her love today on my program. Go check out her single. I wonder what she's doing nowadays. I would love to interview MC Choice. Remember that time when Eazy-E argued with the Dog Pound on the radio?
For those that's not knowing, it's 6 o'clock, and the Ruthless Radio Show is in high gear. So strap up, fools, and let's ride the yellow brick road to Compton.
I grew up listening to radio. I loved listening to radio. One of my favorite radio shows was Ruthless Radio, a short-lived program in Los Angeles on 92.3 The Beat that was hosted by none other than the godfather of gangster rap, Eazy-E.
Come on, let's take that ride. Easy, B-E-O-G from the other side. Rolling my 600 92.3 on my radio.
Every Saturday, I got my tape player ready to record the show, and I would play it over and over and over again throughout the week until next weekend when they came back on the air. Ruthless Radio had a lot of great moments, historical moments in Los Angeles radio history. One of my fondest memories I have is of Eazy-E and Dog Pound arguing over the phone during the show. If there was a such thing as viral back then, this went viral. Everyone at school was talking about it on Monday. Did you hear Eazy-E and Dog Pound get into it on the radio on Saturday? It's a classic moment, and I want to relive it with you on my show. Let's go back to the 90s, around 1994, 1995 to be exact, when Dog Pound called in to the Ruthless Radio Show hosted by Eazy-E.
Who's on the phone?
We got corrupted DOC, Slim Capone, enemies.
Okay, can I answer?
Tell me this.
I need you to not cuss, though.
If you want to talk like you got some sense and talk. Say what you got to say. Don't get on the phone tripping.
So that's Eazy-E who said, don't get on the phone tripping, if you can't tell by his distinct voice. And on the line is Daz. I think I heard Slip Capone and Corrupt. And I'm pretty sure I heard Miss LA's annoying voice back there somewhere.
Say what you got to say without cussing. Now speak.
Hello, are you there?
Hello? Hey, what's up, cuz? Hey, this Corrupt and, all that y'all be, talking, we ain't even on all that level, man. This whole conversation is silly. There's too many problems on the streets to be all on the radio talking about gangsters and all that silly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him, Corrupt. One of my favorite MCs of all time, by the way.
He's on missions to make money. But Corrupt. But check about this. If this is Corrupt, number one is, who set it off? You set it off. All right, I set it off, and I talk about people who set off something talking about me, and they ain't giving up the real. Because I'm giving up the real, because that's what I am. Hey, my homeboy DLC right here giving us the whole real. Well, I know what's up with DLC. I talk to him all the time myself. You don't talk to Dr. Doc, don't know
DOC.
Come on, fool. You can't even corrupt. I'm Daz. Anyway, Daz or whoever.
I love Eazy, man. There was something about him, man. He'll clown you without clowning you. He's a Daz, corrupt, whatever.
That ain't him. Because if Daz or corrupt is real, they'll come down to the show and be on the show, on the Ruthless Radio show. Hello? Now, I'm Doc. What's up, Doc? What's that? Nothing much. What's going down?
God damn, Miss Chalet back there just annoying and probably drunk as shit, huh? The hell was she doing in the background?
You ready to do this? Huh? What's that? You ready to do this? Do what? At work. You talking about? Oh, come on, Eric. Stupid with me on the
Ooh, DOC was trying to do some work with Eric behind the scenes, huh? Eazy called him out live on the air. Doc said, come on, man. Don't be putting me on like that, man. Come on, man.
Work. You talking about? Oh, come on, Eric. Stupid with me on the All right. I know it's up. Anyway, let them get on the phone and speak their piece.
All right, is anyone else there that got something to say? Because I do have... All right, well...
Speaking in third party. Here she comes, running up to the phone, just drunk as shit. Probably got done just blowing a few people.
Come on with it.
Mr. Lay does. Come on, Mr.
What's up? Mr. Lay. See, we all, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even on that tip. We all about just, you know.
She sound happy as hell to be talking to Eazy-E, don't she? Hey, Eazy. That's because Eazy gave her first break, and without Eazy and Alonzo Williams, there probably wouldn't be no Miss Chalet. Specifically Alonzo Williams, but definitely Eazy-E helped her out too.
Oh, well, get off that, then. Don't do that stuff to me. Y'all trying to push all that. Y'all need to kill all that little stuff. All y'all little fools. All y'all need to kill all that. Now, who is this? It's Daz again. Now, Daz. What's that? I'm ringing this. Not Daz. I'm ringing this. Daz. All y'all know what's up, man. You really know what's not real. When you can sell 1 million records, you come talk to me. Who? You. Dad, you talking to the wrong fool. You talk to the wrong fool. Nigga, I done sold more records than you than ever. Okay, did you get paid for it? I bet you ain't seen $1 million.
Oh, did Eazy just knock him out the park with that? Daz says, can you even sell 1 million records? Eazy's like, who? Who are you talking to? Daz must have forgot who he's talking to. At this point, Eazy-E was responsible for selling millions and millions of records. So off top, Eazy's like, who are you talking to, young man? And yes, at this point, Death Row was definitely selling more records than Eazy-E at this point. But to Eazy-E's point, Daz, are you getting paid? Have you ever seen $1 million?
I'm ringing this. Dad, all y'all know what's up, man. You really know what's not real. When you can sell 1 million records, you come talk to me. Who? You. Dad, you talking to the wrong fool. You talk to the wrong fool. Nigga, I done sold more records than you than ever. Okay, did you get paid for it? I bet you ain't seen $1 million. You ain't seen $1 million, so that's letting you know you don't even make 25 cents a record. You ain't selling, so don't say you paid.
Well, how are you, Eazy? 30 years
No matter how old I am.
Just get straight with Tracy. That's what you need to do.
Now, you need to get on some other stuff, because we talking about what's real. You get your shit straight with Tracy first, then you can talk.
Please stop cursing on my show.
I got straight with
Wonder who Tracy is. Say, get your stuff straight with Tracy. I'm gonna have to look that up. Keep talking, E.
Miss Tracy is straight. So now, don't even try to jump on that. Let's get back onto the subject of being real and not being real. Because being real, I never see you in Compton. You ain't been in Compton. The poor ass nigga, no bitch. Hey, check this out. That's real. That's real.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
That's real. Now what's up, nigga?
Yo.
Hey, practice what you preach. He's a boss. Practice what
Damn, everybody in there off of stress weed just
you preach. And when you speak about ruthless,
high as hell.
Hey, was trying to get him. Yo,
when you diss me, you know yourself. Hey, check this out. I can shut it all down. Now what's up? Who's 6 up? Hey, that's cool. I got more.
Damn, did Corrupt just bang on him? Corrupt just banged on him.
6 up. Hey, that's cool. I can shut it all down. Now what's up? Who's 6 up?
Ooh, this 6-0. Eazy said, I got love for the 6-0s. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with this.
I got love for the 6-0, but that don't have nothing to do with it. Your punk ass.
to get a word in here. Hey, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Dad?
What's up,
Hey, what's up, man? Havoc, man. Who? Havoc, South Central Cartel. What's up?
All right. Hey,
Havoc in the building, South Central Cartel.
Let Ace say something, please.
That MC8 too?
Hey, Chris, let me tell you how it is. Y'all jumped into something that didn't have nothing to do with y'all. Whatever is going on had something to do with me, Dre, and whoever else. It don't matter. Okay, if it don't matter, it don't matter. It's on.
Okay, hey, what was your point?
I'm just saying that we need to just cancel all that crap. That's real killing.
What's up?
Oh, man, ruthless. What?
What's up, man?
What?
What's up, man? Why y'all give us some respect over there, man, and Dominique, low?
Oh, what's up,
Why y'all give us some respect, man? Why y'all keep that pussy up, man?
Everybody in the building, huh? Lazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. So basically, you get the gist of it. The full audio is on YouTube, so if you want to check out the full audio, please go check it out. Type in Dog Pound, Eazy-E, radio argument, or something along those lines, and you should be able to find the full audio. But what do you guys think of the audio I just played? I know it wasn't the best quality. Keep in mind, this was radio, and it was recorded off of a tape that then was digitized. So throughout the years, the audio clarity has not been as good as it would have sounded 30 years ago. But I would love to know your thoughts. What do you think about Eazy-E and Dog Pound getting into it? I loved a couple of points in there, specifically when Daz and Eazy went at it. Daz says, "You ain't never sold 100 million records." And Eazy said, "Who are you talking to, fool?" And then Daz was like, "We selling more records than you." Eazy was like, "Yeah, but you ever seen $1 million?" And I guarantee at that point, all the records Daz had sold and was responsible for at that particular point up until then, I'm going to bet that Daz hadn't seen $1 million at that point. Just a wild guess. So I thought that was a highlight of that clip. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. Remember the time Howard Stern called Eazy-E the N-word?
Are you a nigger?
I'm the head in charge.
You are still the main nigger in Niggas with Attitude.
Yeah, you got it.
Let's go back to 1992. A much different time. A time when everyone wasn't offended by everything. Howard Stern was a shock jock that took over the country with his brash, uncut, raw, unfiltered humor. Eazy-E was what I like to call a shock rapper. He did shocking things to get his name in the news. The name of his group alone was shocking and before its time. Niggas with Attitude. It was almost unheard of to hear the N-word portrayed in music back when Eazy and NWA were on top of the world. Yet, here is this group that has the balls to refer to themselves as niggas. Eazy-E was on the Howard Stern show several times, but this one particular interview I found very interesting. In November of 1992, Eazy-E and Los Angeles Police Chief Daryl Gates showed up together on the Howard Stern show.
This is Eazy-E. How you doing, Eazy-E?
All right, you?
All right, Eazy-E, Chief Gates.
There you go.
There's a picture.
Already. Where was the
Chief
photographer?
Gates.
He should have gotten that picture.
Chief Gates and Eazy-E.
Keep in mind, this was a time when tensions between the urban community and the LAPD were at an all-time high. I mean, just 6 months before this, a bunch of white LAPD officers were acquitted of whooping Rodney King's ass after they pulled him over. This was the first time a beating like this had been caught on camera due to the fact that a nearby neighbor caught all the action on camera as he was trying out his new handheld video camera he bought. The verdict in April of 1992 led to the biggest riot in LA history, the Los Angeles riots.
And is it true that you are changing the slogan of the LAPD from to save and protect to "we'll treat you like a king"? Instead of Rodney King?
Oh, I love that.
Years before this incident, Eazy-E and his group NWA recorded a song called F the Police. So it was very interesting to hear Eazy-E and LA Chief Daryl Gates on the same program together, let alone the Howard Stern program.
Now you are with NWLM, right? Figures with lots of money because you've made a lot of money as a rap star. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That is correct. So you're pretty well set now. You and Chief Gates have more in common than you know. Chief Gates is out on the golf
You're
course.
on the same side now.
You are on the same side. You're the rich side.
Well, he's going to start singing a song with me now.
By the way, you both have beautiful tans. I gotta say that.
Not everyone understood Howard's form of comedy back then in 1992. Even less now. The Howard Stern of 1992 would not fly today in this day and age. I don't even think NWA would fly nowadays. Nonetheless, 1992 was a great time in radio, especially talk radio. And hearing Eazy and the chief of LAPD together was unheard of at the time. Like I mentioned before, Eazy had been a guest on Stern's show several times, but I believe this is the first appearance he made. I'm confident Howard Stern booked Daryl Gates and Eazy on the same show, knowing it would be great radio and knowing it would get a reaction from the audience. And that it did. It got a huge reaction.
Chief Gates is actually darker than Eazy-E. Look at that. You've been out on the golf course too long.
Looking back and listening to this old interview, it amazes me how the N-word was thrown around so liberally by a white dude. That would never happen today.
Yeah, we have a rap star here.
It's going to be on our doors.
We have a rap star here, Eazy-E from NWA. This is Niggers with Attitude. Niggers with Attitude. All right. Now, what about that, Chief Gates? To say Niggers with Attitude. Now, this is Eazy-E. How you doing, Eazy-E?
All right, you?
All right. Eazy-E, Chief Gates. Now,
There you go.
Now, there's a picture.
Already. Where was the
Chief
photographer?
Gates.
He should have gotten that picture.
Chief Gates and Eazy-E from Niggers with... Well, you're not with Niggers with Attitude, right?
Yeah, it's still together.
Oh,
You're
still
no
together?
longer a nigger?
Yeah.
Are you a nigger?
I'm the head in charge.
You are still the main nigger in Niggers with Attitude.
Yeah, you got it.
You know, I feel a little funny calling you. Are you still a nigger?
Yeah.
Because I feel strange about it. Yet that is the name of your group.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Wouldn't you like to be a nigger too?
Yes.
Right.
Listening to this old interview just made me realize how much I miss the old Howard Stern show. I miss the time when comedy was comedy and everyone didn't have their panties in a bunch like they do now. Howard Stern is someone who made me want to get into radio. When I first heard him, I realized why people were calling him the greatest of all time. See, Howard Stern came to Los Angeles a little bit later. He had already been popping in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. But he came to Los Angeles in the mid to late 90s. And I remember hearing him in late 90, maybe 98, 99, something along those lines. And realizing this dude is great. Obviously now, 30-something years later, he's not the same Howard Stern he was back then because times change. And there's no way that Howard Stern's comedy back in 1992 would hold up in this day and age. Everyone's just too offended by everything. So yes, Howard Stern had to change up, and now he's more interview driven. His content isn't as unfiltered and brash and raw as it was back in the 90s. But he's still going to go down as the GOAT, in my personal opinion, when it comes to radio. And of course, Eazy-E, the person who made me fall in love with hip hop. When I heard Eazy-E's distinctive voice, I wanted to hear more. Not of any of the other rappers on the tape. I wanted to hear more of that dude with the squeaky voice. So I searched and I searched. And to this day, Eazy-E is one of my favorite rappers of all time. But what do you guys think about Howard Stern dropping the N-bomb so much back in 1992? Now, I know a lot of you young kids aren't going to understand it. Oh my God, that's so offensive. Why would he say something? I'm not talking to you guys. Well, maybe I am. Maybe you need to learn a little something, and maybe this is a reminder to you that there was a time where everyone wasn't so offended by what they heard. Back in 1992, most people who listened to Howard Stern understood it was comedy. And I mean, Howard Stern's co-host, who is still his co-host to this day, is a woman of color. So that always made me realize, yeah, Howard he's not what a lot of people tried to make him out to be back then. But I do find it very interesting that this N-bomb was dropped so much back then. But I would love to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about Howard Stern dropping the N-bomb right in front of Eazy-E and Chief Daryl Gates, for that matter? I'm going to put the link to the full interview in the description so you could go down memory lane and check out the interview that Eazy-E did with Howard Stern back in 1992. So if you want to check out the full interview after this video, go to the link in the description and you can enjoy that video specifically. But I want your comments down below. What do you think of 1992 Howard Stern dropping that N-bomb like it's nothing? Me personally, I don't have a problem with it. If black folk can use it, then everyone else should be able to use it, in my opinion. And that's where we are nowadays. I mean, nowadays, Asians use the N-word. Caucasians use the N-word. I mean, everyone, Latinos use it more than black folk. I mean, it's just, it's pop culture now, man, to call each other the N-bomb. I've never really liked that word. I use it in satire. I use it in comedy and things like that, but that was never a word that I used regularly in my adult life. I think I left that word in my teens. I used to drop the N-bomb back when I was 14, 15, 16, 17. What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? But now, I feel like an idiot saying that word at 50 years old because I know it's a horrible word. And I know that it comes from a very dark place. And I just despise the fact that my fellow brothers out there use it as a term of endearment. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Please do that. And please hit that like button if you have not already. Go on and smash that like button. And please hit that subscribe button if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. The Mexican OT, a rapper out of Texas, says, I'm going to continue to say the N-word. And what are you going to do about it? It seems like 2 or 3 times a year, this topic goes viral. Should Mexicans, Latinos, Hispanics, should they say the N-word? I personally don't think anyone should say the N-word. I really dislike that word, especially when black people say it. When we stop saying it, they'll stop saying it. And when we stop referring to ourselves as iggas, America will stop treating us like iggas. I don't like that word. I think it's gross. And I really dislike how black people have taken that word and turned it into a term of endearment. Dear America, not all black people are N-words. Before we move forward, I got to let you know that. Not all black people are N-words. And not all N-words are black people. I say we get rid of the word. Then we have this dumb discussion. Yeah, it's okay to say it with an A, but you can't say it with a hard ER. Wait, even if I'm black? Yep, you can't. It's the same exact word, especially to the rest of America. They ain't differentiating an A from an ER. You are a nigga. You are whatever they hear in their ears. They don't know the whole, if it's an A, it's okay. If it's an ER, you're going to the ER. Like, what? We have the dumbest logic sometimes. And that's nigga logic. That's not black logic, because black people don't like niggas. Most black people do not like niggas because they make us look bad. They make regular, hardworking black Americans, taxpayers, homeowners, they make us look bad. Whenever you turn on the news and niggas are looting a Foot Locker, America ain't differentiating blacks from a nigga. They're not separating the two. You're all an N-word when they see you and rummaging through those Nikes trying to get to those dunks. Same thing. Back in the 60s, 70s, before NWA popularized the word, the N-word was not seen as a term of endearment. People didn't say, that's my nigga. I love my nigga. No, they would say the word when they were describing a piece of shit human being. Look at this nigga. Always fucking up. Can't get his shit right. This dumb nigga. Man, I can't stand niggas. You know, last night some punk ass nigga broke in my car. That's how they used to use the word nigga amongst black folks. And we all know where it came from originally, right, huh? We all know who popularized the word. Do we need to go back to the 1800s, 1700s, my nigga? Huh? Get some horses and whips up in this. Do we need to go there? But here we are. Now it's a term of endearment. It's a beautiful thing. That's my nigga, man. Look at him, huh? Look at my nigga, man. Huh? He just got his GED, man. Yeah, he's in prison, but he still got his GED, nigga. Screw never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Knock it off. Who invented that bullshit? Was that Tupac? If Tupac invented that bullshit, you need to go somewhere with that shit. Never ignorant, getting goals across. Knock it off. Niggas don't accomplish shit, but go to jail, have a bunch of babies they don't take care of, and make things bad for normal black folks who are trying to get by and do the right thing. Most black people don't like niggas because they mess it up for all of us.